up where we left off, but I'll give you guys a summary of what I recall from the previous session. You guys finished your descent down the pass to the Barrens, and you started making your way through the dry creek beds leading up to the Bleeding River, the river that you plan to follow up until you reach Udra's Den, where you are optimistically looking to either gain some clout potentially by slaying the beasts in the area, or finding potentially the flower that is nestled near the seat of Torque. You guys were going through the Barrens and encountered a few bandits and mercenaries that were kind of set up to catch would-be passers or those trying to make their way through that were not part of Daruku's men. Being signaled ahead of time and entertain the fun and clever ruse that Cronus was excellently performing, trying to play up to his to Daruku. But it was for naught, since these mercenaries are familiar with Daruku and also knew a little bit more intimate details about how he looked and where he was currently positioned. They did reveal to you, though, that Daruku and the mercenaries are spread out across a lot of the clans and tribes, but Daruku himself is headquartered at the Giants Mall clan in the northwest. He also shared that he is running operations to find this seed, but also to provide a little added protection to the clans as Farouk, starts to move and bolster his troops down the center and for the attack on Mythanor. You guys gave him some specific instructions to head back, letting him carry his weapons back and offering payment once he reached there. It's going to take about the same time it took you guys to get here, and he probably will need a rest at some point. But hopefully, he'll enter. We'll get to that when that happens. But you sent him back, but it will take a little bit of time for him to make it all the way back to Mythanor. So you did send him with Ichabod as well. So remind. I think what you did last time, Howard, was perfect. Just kind of keep pinging me like you did. So I just kind of keep that in the back of my mind. So thanks for that. You guys did decide to hide the bodies after making quick work of the other mercenaries, and you continue forward to try to get to at least the river before making camp for a long rest for the evening. It's late at night, and you guys found shelter in a cave that was only a few minutes away from the beginning of the river, and seemed to be no prying eyes immediately in your area. Being a little bit a ways from where you first encountered the mercenaries, you kind of you have some time and distance between you and where you just came from. And you guys are now in the cave at night, bedding down. Did you guys want to do, I don't remember what we last landed on, if you're doing tiny hut, or if you're doing the wagon, or if you're doing both. But anyways, it's this evening. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning, right before bed. You guys are exhausted. What would you guys like to do before sleeping?
Right, so we're putting the hut up, right?
I think you were putting up the hut.
I will ritually do that.
Okay. You all gather inside the hut. You guys, do you guys want to discuss anything or go straight to sleep? Or who's doing watch? I guess we should take watches and stuff too.
I know I did ask Faye to make the necklace with the needle things.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I believe the magic card says it will take a full day to make a article of clothing, is it? Or what is it wording on that? It's only a necklace, though.
Yeah, it's only a necklace. You can't see that taking a full day.
That's no.
Probably while we're sleeping, you could get that done.
Yeah, you'll have that by morning, or it'll be done while you're sleeping. It only should take a few hours to do that. So yeah, I'm gonna say. I know it's gonna. Now, how do you want to carry these orbs? You want them both on your necklace? So you want you want two balls around your neck?
I mean, it's gonna. I feel like as I collect them, I'll add them on there.
Okay. Oh, are you trying to like wrap them like a choker almost,
I mean, not like.
or you want it to hang or like a pendant?
Is it
Hold on.
kind of like Akuma's necklace from Street Fighter, kind of?
Yes.
I don't. Let me pull it up. I'm not visualizing it.
It looks really cool.
Oh, dude, that's fucking badass. Yeah, we could definitely do that. Yeah. I'm not sure how that will look right now, but we can definitely work up to that. But yes, you can definitely have that necklace in a few hours. Okay. Josel or Bart, did you guys want to do anything before sleeping?
No, it's past Josel's bedtime.
No.
Let's say I think Joseph like goes to sleep and then the hut ends up around him.
Yep.
All right. Bart, anything for you? Or Faye?
No, I think I'm good.
All right. So who's on watch first?
I'll do first watch.
Okay. Anybody joining you? Or who's on second and third?
I'll take second.
I was about to say I'll take second. I'll take third.
All right. So everyone kind of gets rest. Can go ahead and go to sleep and make any changes or preparations, I guess. Or I'm sorry. No, you can't do that till the morning. Sorry. So everyone goes to sleep and Crushers that you stay at watch, kind of looking over the area. It's cold. You kind of actually, is the hut protected from the elements?
Yes.
I believe so, yeah.
I think it is. I think it's protected from cold.
It has
Yeah,
its
regardless
own
of the weather
heating
outside.
and air conditioning too. It's pretty
Yeah.
sweet.
Gotcha.
And it's
Okay.
climate controlled.
Okay. Well, I will actually make mention of this because everyone would have noticed this as you guys, kind of got here. It was fairly cold, especially when you guys got to sunset at the top of the mountain, like the pass when you guys were making your way down. But now that you guys are down in the Barrens and it is like this middle of the night, it's freezing cold. Being in actually, you guys are now in December. I forget what day exactly, but you guys are definitely in December now. So being in winter, it's extremely cold, but you are comforted by the comforts of the tiny hut. Go ahead and just do me a perception check, Cronus. You definitely see something, but I want to see what else you make out. Okay. Cronus, you're gonna, as you watch, you are gonna hear something. Oh, shoot, you keep the sound pass through too. I imagine it does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You'll hear some familiar kind of wind and flapping of wings, like you heard previously in the earlier nights as you traveled to the Barrens. It's again more giant bats that are flying through the sky. You kind of watch them, and at first glance, it would be something to not pay too much mind to, but whereas the other kind of bats were flying in more random patterns and sporadically, these you see a couple bats that seem to stay within similar distance to one another. And your eyes try to kind of strain. You do have dark vision, right, Cronus?
Yeah, I got the goggles.
Okay. At this distance, your eyes definitely would have to strain, but be familiar with the sound and what you're looking for. You try to make out what's different about these and the other ones, and as they kind of fly through the sky and the moonlight kind of plays upon them, their silhouettes a little bit. These bats seem even either much larger or to either have this is hard to make out, but almost like the silhouette that they're painting looks like they have two heads and arms and legs also coming off them too. It looks like either it's caught someone, or it definitely is with a person in the air, but it's hard to make out what exactly the bat is doing with that person. That's sorry. Let me think of a better way of saying that. That was horrible.
So pretty much the bat is flying in the air with somebody is what it looks like.
You see that? Yes, you see it. One of those large bats flying in the air with somebody. But it's very difficult again to make out why as they're flying that high, flying high in the sky. They seem to be heading in a certain direction. The three of them together, all three seem to be heading to the west. So there. And I would say you would kind of see them kind of coming from the north to south, so they're kind of going this way now. So they kind of flew down from this way and are going in that direction now. Oh, let me move your guy to your token a little bit. You guys are more like here now.
All right.
All right. Your watch, though, otherwise ends, and you go to Wakanika. What would you like to do, or say?
I mean, pretty much just be like, just keep an eye on the bats. They've been kind of active, flying around,
I'm guessing these
and then
are
point in the direction that it was going.
Okay.
It may or may not have had somebody or something.
Which one was it?
Do what?
Was it something or somebody?
I don't know. It's kind of far away to tell.
All right. I'll keep an eye out. And then I'll sit at the edge of the hut and keep an eye out.
All right. Go ahead and give me a perception check, Mika. Okay.
13.
So at least you're getting a little daylight, which is adding a little bit to it's helping a little bit now that you're getting to the early kind of daybreak hours. No, I'm sorry, it's winter. That's really early. They're still so. Anyways, you guys are still pretty dark for being in the winter and where you're at. You kind of look out on the horizon and just the area, just keep it in watch. You start to hear some rocks kind of shifting and moving, and it seems to be coming overhead, like above the cave that you are dwelling. So they're kind of like the rocks are kind of ping ping and like falling to the ground and clanking or clacking with the other rocks. This is about an hour into your watch. You'll start hearing some rocks making noises in the area near you.
Can I see anything or just hear it?
Not from being inside the cave. It's coming overhead, like it's not in the cave with you, but it's coming from above. It's like coming down the mountainside that the cave is in.
Okay. I'm just gonna wait and see what happens, because if I leave, the hut goes away.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. I have to look up one thing real quick. I forgot about this. Oh, well, fuck that. I'm the DM. I can make changes. I don't like that. All right, so you continue to listen and keep an eye out for any kind of more information. You will hear what seems to be some kind of talking, like it's quite, it's coming, it's loud, but it sounds like they're whoever's speaking is trying to whisper. And it's hard to make out what language it is. And now, if you've heard a certain language, would you be able to identify at least what that language is? And what's the typical ruling on that? Like I know I'm hearing Spanish, even though I don't understand a word of the Spanish. Is that
I would assume
true?
if it's something I could have heard before, but maybe not know it. But
This
also,
is
I know
something you would have been
fine.
able to. You know what? You have ran into this. I'm sorry. You traveled with Wolfram. You met the Stone Giants. You definitely understand that what they're speaking is giants whispering.
Oh, goody. Does it still sound like it's coming from above the cave?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just wait to see if they move.
Sure. You will you wait for a few more minutes, and eventually you do seem to hear the rock shift just a little bit more. These bumbling idiots aren't very stealthy, as they are soon to be prowling this area.
Oh, like they're
Eventually,
looking for us.
you'll kind of hear two kind of louder thunks coming a little bit away to the right side of the cave. You're not going to be able to see a whole lot, but you will be able to make out at least one giant form, humanoid, that seems to be carrying a club with him, and he seems to be following whoever else fell down with him. But they don't seem to be heading in your direction at the moment.
And they both appear giant, or does one appear normal
They're
sized?
they're both giant. Let me double check their exact size. I believe they're huge.
If it's the same size or like humanoid size, I just wanted to know.
Yeah, they're huge size. So
Okay.
yep. And a few moments pass by, and it's a fairly uneventful last hour or so of your watch. What would you like to do?
I'll go wake up Faye, and as I do, I shake her, go. So apparently there were bats when Cronus was up carrying something. Also, giants are looking for us, possibly. They didn't find us.
Why would giants be looking for us?
Well, remember when they lit that brazier? Well, we sent a
Oh.
signal. Yeah.
Joy.
Yeah. They kind of moved off, though. Although now I really wish we had people who could speak giant.
I mean, I could ritually cast comprehend languages and try and understand, but
They've been gone for an hour, but you do you.
if they come back, I'll do that.
All right. Night night.
Sleep well.
All right. The beauty of a winter morning is that it doesn't get a lot of light until the later hours of morning. So, Faye, you still have quite a bit of watch in the dark as you wait for morning and watch over your friends. You will see familiar sightings of bats flying through the sky, some little ones, giant ones. You will also hear the very slow but moving current of the Bleeding River just to the north of you. And then, let's see what else you got here. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
All right.
Where's my mouse? There it is. So, Faye, you will hear about an hour into your watch. You'll hear some large, heavy-set footsteps coming from from the right side. It seems to be coming a little bit across the way. It's not like up against the mountainside like it was before, but you kind of hear something approaching from the rocks and the kind of the terrain you just came from in the Barrens. So it seems to be coming from between a pass to your right. So your attention draws near on that as you then see two Cyclopses step forward, and they seem to be both carrying clubs, but both of them with bags, with a bag full of, a full bag slung over their back. It's not a huge, like a giant size bag, but it seems to be almost like a, I guess what would put that in perspective? I guess a coin purse in perspective to a giant. Basically, this they seem to have to be carrying something in their hands as well.
All right.
They seem, and they seem to be kind of, talking to one another. And you do hear them kind of speaking to one another in Giant as they kind of continue to walk out into the Barrens and approach the Bleeding River.
All right. They're probably a little too far to really make out what they're saying even with comprehend language. So I'm just gonna keep an eye out, make sure they don't come near where we are.
Okay. You see them kind of sat down at the base of the river. They seem to be making what looks like a little campfire there, and they're starting to prepare, a fire there near the beach. And you'll see one of the giants kind of reach over to their pouch and start to open it and empty the contents of it onto the ground near the beach. And you'll see a couple humanoids just kind of falling down, slumping over. They all seem to be not moving as they kind of fall to the ground. And you just kind of hear the Cyclops kind of laugh to one another and kind of get excited as they start to kind of prepare their supper or breakfast, I guess.
Right. That facing the humanoids and them starting to cook them is keeping a bit of puke down after seeing that. How
You'll
far?
see.
How far away? How far away from us are they?
About 500 feet away.
All right. I'm going to keep an eye on them because if they're setting a campfire, I'm thinking they're probably going to sleep and.
Oh shoot! I'm sorry, Faye. I'm horrible at distance. I had to look up how many feet is in a football field, and only a football field is only 360 feet. And I was thinking
So they're 300 feet away.
No,
I would say
it's
300.
Well, what I was saying is that I was
yards.
saying it would be about like 3 or 4 football fields away. So that's where I was way off. So
that's 900.
Yeah.
I would say 3. I would say less than probably more like 900 feet. 900 feet away.
And
They're-
I'll just keep an eye, make sure they don't come any closer than that.
Okay.
No need to wake anyone else up just yet.
Well, you see them preparing their dinner. And you will also see, as they're preparing their dinner, you'll hear a scream come from the beach from one of the humanoids that they throw, they throw on the burning logs. And the Cyclops kind of like jump, thinking that obviously wasn't expecting any of them left of their meals to be alive. Just hits it in the head real quick and goes back to preparing the rest of his meal. And yeah, they have the rest of their breakfast. They kind of fill themselves and lay there for a little bit as you finish you're technically at the end of your watch, but they kind of seem to be just enjoying their meal right now.
One that screamed,
What
was
would
it
you like to
a
do?
one that screamed, was it a male sounding voice or a feminine sounding
Yeah,
voice?
it was a more masculine voice. Yeah.
I really hope it wasn't one of the guys that was with us. By this point, would everyone have had their long rest or whatnot?
Yes, I would say this is getting to be you're concluding your watch, and everyone's had enough time to enjoy the benefits of a long rest. This is the morning, so you definitely can recharge. It has a morning recharge, all the works. So yeah, what would you like to do, Faye? As everyone's still kind of sleeping, but it is the morning at the end of the long rest.
All right, I will gently, kind of quietly wake them up and mention, all right, we got some Cyclops over there. They are eating people. One of them was alive. I don't know if it's one of the ones that was with us, but I think that might be what you heard earlier.
Makes sense.
There, should we deal with them or try and avoid them?
Group vote. Good vote.
So, yay, we go and deal with them. Nay, we keep moving on. All votes yay.
I mean, I think we should just avoid them.
Yeah, same.
All right.
So are you guys just gonna hang out here for a little bit and see what they do before heading? See if they clear out. That way you guys can avoid them then. Just see what they do after they're finished with their meal. Or do you guys want to try to find like another way around? The beach is a little bit more exposed than the mountainous terrain, but let's see here. I guess there was always a way, but what would you guys like to try?
Yes. How are we just gonna sneak out?
Yeah, I think we could do that. Just have to be careful.
All right.
Perhaps want to do that thing that makes us really sneaky.
Yeah, might as well. I'll do pass without trace.
Also, I'm going to touch Josel and cast invisibility.
All right. As you do so, Josel, I assume you're willing, Josel?
It'll be a straight roll.
All right.
So it'll be a 23.
I wasn't saying you had to roll yet, but that's perfectly fine. If we go ahead, let's go ahead and do stealth rolls. And that's 23, okay? 27, 33, 30, and I think we're just missing Lorna's and I see Bart. Bart. There's Lorna's. Oh, and so 20 and 34. You guys are stealthy as fuck. So you guys will try to leaving the dome behind, and it disappears. You try to hug the cliff side of the mountain that you first found shelter in. You keeping in mind that there were some rocks and formations at least that you could put in between the line of sight between you and the Cyclops. Okay, I had to double check that, the poor depth perception thing. I thought it was like they can't see things very well from far away. So okay, that's gonna okay. And you guys are able to make your way through the rock formations using line of sight to kind of put some even more distance between you and the Cyclops. At this point, you are a decent ways away where they seem to be smaller in size. And while you motion, you could recognize the motion of humanoids at that distance. You know, you're kind of playing the fact that they're fully focused on their dinner as you kind of make your ways between the different rocks. What else would you guys like to do as you approach? Or do you guys want to go ahead and head to the river? Or do you guys want to put even more distance before heading to the river?
I'm good with whatever we decide. But let's decide quickly.
I mean,
We'll see their fire has died down now and is completely burnt out though. But they are still sitting there and just kind of not moving a whole lot.
I mean, we can take the boat, and whenever we see any enemies nearby, we can collapse the boat and go underwater. I believe everyone can pretty much breathe on the water. So except for who was it? I think Lorna, which the cap of water breathing doesn't require attunement, so I can switch between me and Lorna back and forth, taking turns.
Okay. How's everyone else water breathing again? Or do they have you guys
I
have attunement
have,
items?
yeah, I have a thing
Okay.
called
The
underwater action.
I have the cloak, so I'm good.
cloak. Okay. I don't know if that's a attunement
It's
thing.
a non-attunement.
Okay, excellent. And so everyone's got an item that doesn't require attunement that allows them to breathe in the water. Then is that except for Lorna?
Speak
Laura,
of the
what do
devil,
you-
hello.
The cap is not attuned.
Yeah, I understand. Oh, yeah, we talked about
So
that.
they can like
the
play
bu-
pass the
buddy
cap
system.
back and forward.
Yeah, I
Both
mean,
pass.
you know, I will definitely take that into consideration. It does take a little bit of coordination though, so we'll roll, but it will definitely be considered in the DC. I think that should work fine. Oh, did we lose someone?
No.
Chester had a phone call to quickly jump on.
Oh, okay. All right. So you guys make your way to the beach then. So far, Lorna, there was bats in the middle of the night that had that Cronus saw with that was with people either, but he couldn't make out exactly, but they were with carrying people or with. And then you saw Anika heard some rocks being shifted around and the glimpses of what you have now come to know as two pairs of cyclopses that are eating some other human-like creatures on the other side, and they're wrapping up their breakfast right now as you guys have stealthed your way around to a further side of the beach, putting yourselves about, I would say at this point, about 1,500 to 2,000 feet away now.
Okay. Interesting.
But you guys, Josie, you were saying that you would like to just head out with the boat and start heading north, or?
I mean, that was the original plan, right?
Yepper.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you guys wanted to wait out the Cyclopses or not. So, you guys make your way forward, getting up to the beach. As you guys kind of look over to see where you left the Cyclopses, you can still make them out as, considerable blips in the distance. They seem to eventually get up and head back towards the mountains, cliffside that you guys were, had made your home for the evening, and they start to ascend up the mountain again, and you kind of see them kind of disappear once it's too far. Once it gets that far, you guys are in the river. The current is going about as you would really. As you kind of see it, it's not a very strong current. It's not a very fast-moving river. It's kind of feels like at this point a dying river. Is it daylight? It is daylight time now. So it is. By the time doing all this, you will see the morning. Let me pull my notes. And you'll kind of get a glimpse of why the river is named the Bleeding River. In addition to the red rocky terrain, the clay mountains and stuff, the way the river, it's normal muddy kind of texture mixing with the red of the clays and the soil seems to give it a dark kind of murky reddish tint, kind of giving you the impression of the Bleeding River as they come to name it. You guys board your boat and kind of push through the sludge. The water's kind of still thick here as you guys are still early on in the river, whereas it's a really thick mixed dense with all the different sediment and things that have been washed downstream. But let's go ahead and do. Are you guys doing wouldn't be able to fit a battleship, but you could probably fit. What's the next size up from a rowboat? Okay, what is a galley? Galleys aren't super. Those are could be big though too. Shoot, what are we see?
And the boat would be big enough for all of us.
Mm-hmm. I'm saying what kind of boat though, because the river is not a huge river, so it can't support like a warship.
I don't know.
I'm trying to see. Here we go. Oh no, those are like modern boats.
Yeah, so the boat can either be 10 foot long, 4 feet wide, and 2 feet deep, or 24 feet long, 8 feet wide, and 6 feet deep. Because that's how folding boats work.
Fun.
But we have this, but yours can also turn into the big ship too, because you guys got that added on to or customized on your thing. So yeah, you'd probably fit the middle option there down this river. So I guess it's more like I'm not gonna find a name for it, so it's not important. If you guys would like to come up with a name for it, or something, you can totally do that and create a character sheet and whatnot if you'd like to do that. But I think your 8 feet wide one will fit.
Just say it's Bart's boat. He has to name it.
Yep. Actually, I wonder if he hasn't. I'll have to look at his character sheet if he's named it. So you guys head forward. It's going to be a little bit of a tough one just because of the current. It's not crazy current, but go ahead. Who is rowing? And we'll go ahead and get athletics checks.
I'd probably be rowing.
Okay.
I mean,
I mean, I would
multiple
help
people
as well.
could. Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead. And
I'll help. Why not?
Sure. Just athletics?
yep. Just go ahead and row athletic. See how you guys are doing. You guys are definitely making progress. Let's just see how much progress you're making.
I'm not helping.
Are you like,
I mean, I
like
would've
on
been
the
helping,
ins?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought.
You're
I'm sorry.
doing
Cronus
great.
said. I heard Cronus first. Actually, that he was. I thought you were giving aids, so I thought you were trying to like give them advantage.
Oh no, I meant
Um,
like there are 5 orbs on the ship.
Oh, fair enough. Well then, anybody that'd like to help, go ahead and roll athletics, and we'll make this a group check then.
I will give guidance to someone.
I'll grab Bart.
Have my Spanish.
I'm pretty sure Bart is telling us where to go, not helping row.
Fair enough. Okay. You all work together. Take your turn. Some of you needing a break more than others, Anika. And but as a group effort, there's no I in team. You guys continue to make. Sorry. Bart had an emergency come up, so he's not going to be able to rejoin us. So I lost my train of thought. Where was I? I had a squirrel moment. Crap. We were just resolving the scores, right? Yeah. So you guys make your way out of the end of the river, and you really start making some progress down the river. In fact, only after.
Can we also make perception check to make sure that no one's looking like if someone's on top of the mountains and stuff looking down at us?
Yeah, you could totally make perception checks along the way.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to
I will
see.
keep an eye out since I'm not rowing.
I'm trying to convert 5 feet
Oh,
squares
too
to
busy.
the distance.
Myself guidance. 29.
First few hours, you are going to be able to reach about group. This. Oh no, I missed it.
Man, we're rolling hard when we go on dry land.
We started using the rows like legs.
You're packing up shop and going back. No, you guys make it up to the part of the river where, according to the map, you know that you're kind of coming within a few, miles of one of the Orc clan villages. Go ahead. You gave me perceptions. Let me double check here. Josel with a 4, 29, 13. You will continue to be able to scan kind of the area for other activity, movement. Faye, you are probably going to be the one that notices this. But not coming from the mountain, not coming from the ground or anything like that. You are actually going to see, hear the flapping, and then see actually another large bat in the air. And it kind of comes out from one of the caves as you guys are scanning the area and into the daylight, and is flying around. It doesn't seem to doesn't seem to be approaching you at the moment, but it is flying around, and you'll see it kind of act kind of odd and different. And it is still kind of early, but it is enough daylight that this is odd to see a bat out at this time of day. From what you know about bats.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of look up and just be like, I don't know if the bats on the surface are different than the ones in the Underdark, but do they typically fly during the daytime?
It depends on the bat, really.
Not normal ones.
Yeah, that's true. Not normally.
Yeah, there's one of the giant ones up there.
Oh, joy.
Oh. Is it actually a bat?
Oh.
Looks like a bat.
Otherwise, it doesn't seem to be approaching you at the moment.
You know what? I'll make a nature check, even though I'm not proficient in it.
I
You
do a
want
history
guidance?
check.
You may do a
Right.
history check.
Oh,
You may do a history check, Anika.
Good God.
Y'all.
Not rolled of a 13.
You recall reading something about bats, in the Craigs, but you're having a hard time seeking what you recall from the books in the past. You do recall something or reading about. You do recall some stuff about bats in this area.
Yeah, there's something about bats here. I don't remember what it is.
You guys still have fate tokens if you want to try again. Otherwise,
Kind of do.
I don't think it's really that important.
Okay.
We'll
Yeah,
know
it's mainly
once it
for
gets
pride
closer.
reasons.
So you guys continue to forward on the boat then?
Yuppers.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go ahead and do athletics checks, see how everyone's doing.
you guys got this. One of you has a D4 to add.
I'll go ahead and roll for Bart. I guess I'll get his character sheet open.
Yeah, no, he's not rowing. He's doing the
Oh,
pirate
that's
captain.
sorry.
thing.
Yep, you're right.
He's steering us.
His skeleton arms are not rowing.
There we go, Josel. Josel's making up for that double nat one.
Someone can add a D4 if they want.
Who do you give it to?
Joseph.
I'll give it to Josel. There you go, old man.
Oh, he's not that old.
I mean, he's in his 60s.
True.
In D&D, that's kind of ancient.
Yeah.
And
He'd be
he's
lucky to live
human.
up to 30.
All right. You're going to be able to make your way further up with that last roll, and you're going to approach an area where it seems that while there's rock still or water still passing through, there seems to be some form of natural bridge between, while still allowing the water to continue through the river. It seems to be some kind of natural rock formation that allows the forming some kind of a bridge across the gap. And your ship will fit underneath it, because your ship would be able to fit underneath if you so chose. Go ahead and give me perception checks of those that are keeping watch. I know you guys said you were keeping a watchful eye for any kind of activity, especially as you get closer to enemy territory. 27, 20,
Myself guidance.
Lorna's too
28.
concentrating on rowing.
Lorna is Lorna is breaking a sweat in the winter.
Yeah.
Going to town on this rowing.
It's too hot out here.
I'll joke about that, but I've sweat in the cold before.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it sucks.
I
So-
totally get it.
You know what? Yeah. So you guys continue to make your way forward. You do the perception. Let's see, 27, 20, 28. You guys are scanning the horizon, trying to see if anything is out of place. Again, enemy activity or anyone spying on you at all. You will not see any movement, but you will be able to make out what looks to be the remains of a camp near one of the shores. It looks like it's been abandoned, but you see what remains of a campfire and some other kind of remains that whoever slept there the night before had left behind. You can continue to look, but you do not see any other kind of movement though at this point. Yeah.
Should we go under?
Yes, absolutely. That's what I say with my nat one.
Okay, so before you go to before you approach the bridge, you guys want to swim under the natural bridge and swim past this then?
Yeah.
Correct? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Let me see. Let me think this. It is a river still, so it is still an effort. Those that don't, or does everyone have a swimming speed? Unless you.
Technically, I do. You
No, I
gave me
don't.
a swimming speed.
We got the helm of underwater action.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, I think everybody has a swimming speed except for me.
Okay.
Actually. Oh wait, no, I do. I have
Yeah.
30-foot swim speed.
Yeah, you
I
got
have
that
a
necklace.
20-foot swimming speed.
Okay. I will keep that in under consideration for the DC then. So let's go ahead and do athletics checks if you guys are swimming against the current. I like difficult terrain, but we're gonna see how you're doing. What's up?
Before we go, I'm just gonna look at Lorna. Looks like our hair is getting wet again. At least it's not At least it's not salty water.
Yeah, but it's river water, and that's almost worse. It might not be
And it
bad.
has clay in it.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be horrible.
it's fuck.
Is my hair gonna change color in this?
Oh, I hope not.
See on the other side.
We'll find out.
Oh yeah.
So, Silent, with all these athletics checks, I expect to have a bump on my strength score at the end of this.
Give myself guidance with my athletics check.
Yeah.
Right.
That is a 7.
Nat 20. Lorna's swimming so fast that her hair just doesn't even get wet because she just wants to stay out of the fucking water.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
Okay.
Yeah,
I need perception checks. Or I need perception checks as well in the water.
Underwater. Oh boy.
Give myself guidance on that. Nope.
I'm on fire.
I'm focusing on trying to keep up with everyone.
All right. So you guys collapse the boat. You fall in the water. You're breathing. You start swimming, trying to swim against the current. Kind of paddling through this water. It's weird to describe how it feels. Kind of just like nasty, thick, kind of a lot of sediment in the water. And when you guys are underneath, it's hard to really see much in front of you. You got about maybe 5 foot of visibility in front of you before you lose sight of the others that you're traveling with. You have a heading. You do have a bearing. And you do very well. Paddling through the water. Faye, you do struggle a little bit keeping up with the rest of them. You're probably, as you're trying to keep up with them, you may get that you'll get that last sight of like Cronus's feet kind of kicking as he's swimming, and then eventually you just can't see him anymore. He's gotten outside of your range. You will also, all of you kind of looking around, trying to make your way through. You keep a very strong direction. But Faye, you are going to, as you're swimming and paddling, you feel like you bump into something. It's got a weird kind of texture. It's rough. It's not smooth. It's it's got like ridges. You feel it react and move or swim away from you. What do you do, Faye?
I'm gonna try and keep swimming to try and catch up with everyone.
Okay, fair enough. Everyone go ahead and give me one more set of athletics checks.
My self-guidance again.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
Will you give me a, let's see, actually you don't need to do that for this. All right, so Josel and Anika, you guys will fall a little bit behind. Letting Faye catch up, you guys will pass each other, and it's kind of refreshing to see another person, Faye, as you are swimming your heart out to try to catch up with the rest of your group. That
I
you
ran
do
into
see
something.
a familiar. You ran.
Okay. Did it fight?
I don't know. It swam away.
Good job. You scared it.
A fish can be big.
There's some pretty big fish.
Have you ever swum and, like, actually gone swimming with the fish?
I know. There's some that are bigger than me.
Remember that fish that had that angler fish that was like really fucking huge? Remember that?
Right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
What about that undead shark? That was weird.
That was creepy. But this is a river. Why would something that big be here?
Crazy orcs? Drow? Driders? Who the fuck knows?
Who knows? Let's just get away from here.
Lorna, as you're kind of swimming up there, who's it? Actually, who's doing good? Or no, I guess leading. He had that critical, the one. So, I would say that you're pretty far ahead. As in,
Don't
Cronus
get too far. She'll drown.
I'm fine.
I was about to say I have a
Fair
60
enough.
foot swim speed, so
Yeah,
Fair.
I have 20.
You know what? Cronus, Josel, and Lorna. Because Lorna has to stay with Josel, a little bit. Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's a good point, Josel. I should have took that in consideration on these checks. Shoot. Well, then reverse that a little bit. I would imagine, Lorna, you're back there with Faye and Anika and Josel as well, and you've heard all this good stuff. But because of how well you're swimming, Lorna, we'll move the rest of the group up a little bit too, that you're maybe helping because you have to stay close to Josel for the water cap.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Let's see here. So Cronus, you're kind of in the front, not by yourself, but you're kind of in the front swimming, and you're gonna bump into something. And this one actually, this one feels again very similar texture and feel that I described to Josel, and it's very rough and barbed. And when you look over, it's like I said, you have about 5 feet of vision in front of you in this murky water, and you're gonna feel this this like thing hit you, and it's going to be a decent. You know, I should say, let me do this first. See if it actually hits you first. Okay, it doesn't hit you, but it does try. So after it bumps you, you see this this tail kind of come flapping out of the corner of your eye, like it's trying to react to whatever it bumped into, and then it swims away. But you do make out on the tail that it's very scaly, and it's a reptile of some sort. And you guys continue, or what do you want? What would you like to do with that, Cronus?
Like it actively tried to bite me, or
It,
like
it didn't try to bite you. It tried to hit you with its tail. Like it bumped into you, and it like tried. I mean, it was. If it would have hit you, I mean, it was a pretty strong tail. Attempt, you know, he was definitely trying to hurt whoever it hit.
All right, and now it's heading away from me. Correct.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna leave it be.
All right.
I was really debating on punching it back, but
All right. And you guys have made it past what you would imagine as the natural bridge. Do you guys stay underwater a little bit longer till you make it a little further north? Or do you want to stay underwater for
slowly surface and like just stick up where my eyes are above the water and look?
You may certainly try if you'd like. I imagine you're trying to do this. It's not really a stealthy way of popping out of water, but I imagine you're just trying to not make as zero noise as possible. You have the pass without a trace still active, right?
All right, how long has it been?
It's a. When did you cast it? In the morning when you first left, right?
And one
Yeah, it's been way too long. It only lasts how many hours?
An hour.
Oh yeah, it's way past then. But yeah, you can go ahead and make a stealth check if you like to try to quietly pop out, and you do so. You you rise in the water and you will kind of pop out and look around. This is very funny and ironic. As you look around, what are you trying to? Are you trying to scan the bridge, the train, the water, or what? Just anything in general as you pop out.
I'll pretty much see if there's anything that is noteworthy before I let the rest of the group come up.
Sure. Your eyes scan for immediate danger first, of course. So you look to the beaches, you look to the bridge above you to see if you notice any orcs or mercenaries or others that outside of your group that would probably see you as an enemy. You currently see nothing near you. No humans at that point. But as you're kind of scanning your horizons and looking around, and your I just imagine your nose is underwater, or maybe like your nostrils are popping out of the water, and your eyes are popping out of the water. You're gonna see a similar creature approaching you with its eyes popped out of water, and its nose popped out of water, and it seems like it's heading towards you. It is obviously a fairly large crocodile coming your direction, and he seems interested that you're in the river with him.
Right. I will go back down under the water.
Mhm.
Like, is the group like right next to me, or am I still a little bit further ahead of them?
You're kind of on your own. It's hard because of the lack of vision. It's really hard to see or communicate with one another. But let's see how, as you went to do that, let's see how the group did in catching up. Go ahead and do athletics checks, everyone else, as you guys were swimming, still swimming through, and you guys are just getting past that too. see how long you have to wait to kind of wade in the water.
Give
before
myself
they come up.
guidance.
Okay.
13.
Okay. Anika, Lorna, Faye, and Josel all kind of were already together because they kind of caught up to one another. So between 13 and 21 and 25, yeah, you guys will eventually catch up to Cronus. It just takes a little bit longer, but not only a few minutes. And you do eventually see someone kind of wading in the water ahead of you, who seems to be currently searching for you, but you recognize Cronus. You are all back together, though. What would you guys like to do?
You
I'm
know-
gonna point back over my shoulder and be like, "We should either get out of the water or prepare to fight this crocodile that's coming towards us."
Let's
Oh,
get out of the water.
yeah. Out. Do not want.
Yep. Let's get out of the water.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I think we all could take a crocodile. Right?
I mean, is it like a regular crocodile or like
Get out of the water.
Yeah. Out of the water.
We probably could, but I don't want to be eaten.
How are you guys getting out of the water? You guys are in the middle of the river. Are you swimming to the banks? Are you popping up the boat? What would you like to do?
Let's go on like this side of the river.
What?
And
The side,
Like
the
this side?
opposite side of well, yeah, well,
On the opposite side of Bleeding Axes and Red Roof.
yeah.
You
Let's go over here.
Yeah, let's go surface over here.
I got the warp whistle.
So you want you want to be on the other side, not the side with Red Rock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Alright.
left side.
That says rock.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've already had that. Remember, it's because it's Darth Claw.
It is, and it looks like Red Roof. I'm like, okay, it's a hotel, but cool.
Yep.
I do want to
Yeah,
make
so-
sure I stay positioned between the group and the crocodile, since I
You
know
would
about the area
sell
it's coming from.
Yeah, it's about a 14-foot crocodile. I mean, it's a big crocodile. Yeah, I mean, it's
We gotta
definitely
take
large. But wait, what's a?
It
know
could
what? I'm
swallow
thinking
me without trying.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm thinking. I need to get my reptiles right size. 'Cause I'm thinking alligator and crocodiles are way bigger than an alligator. What's the
I
average?
think D&D
I think it's the other way
pretty much puts them the same
around.
thing.
They do, but I think aren't gators bigger?
No, crocodiles are.
Oh.
Yeah, I think a gator only gets to be about 8 feet on average, or 10 foot, or something like that. Or I don't know. I thought that's like the average mature size. So this one says they're about 14. Oh, so I was pretty or fairly close. Yeah, this is about 14, 15 foot alligator that you noticed before, Cronus. You guys are swimming to the edge. Are you guys popping back to the surface, or just stay underwater, or?
Let's stay in the water.
Okay. As you guys make your way to the banks, as far underwater as long as you can. Again, the river's not super wide, not super deep. You do make it to the edge, and as you guys kind of make it to the bank, you again confirm what Cronus has already kind of scouted out, seeing no immediate danger with orcs or the mercenaries. You guys will also see a crocodile head kind of swimming through the river, and at this point, you can also kind of make out that there's other kinds of lizards and reptile kind of like creatures. You'll notice things on the rocks and the mountainside, but yeah, there's definitely some gators or crocodiles in this river.
Okay, I think it's time someone put the boat back.
I think I know what I ran into earlier.
Good news, it wasn't a fish.
Cold is the water.
It's very cold.
It's
That's a good
mountain
question.
runoff.
It's cold, but yet there's
Um,
reptiles in there.
Well, they're
oh, that's a
probably
good
not in there
point.
all the time.
Wonder.
We could totally take this this crocodile, man. They're like really slow right now. We have the
What about all?
advantage.
What about all of the
it's-
other ones?
I mean, it is the one that you saw. Cronus is definitely still kind of investigating you guys, but it doesn't seem to be pursuing you onto land or chasing you or anything. But yeah, you guys want to get back on the boat and head towards the lake. You will, as you have cleared the bridge and past that, which was kind of blocking your sight forward, but you will see the first lake or pool where the Bleeding River kind of opens up. It's one of the 3 lakes that you guys were, told about when you were heading here. So you're kind of hitting one of the first markers after a few hours of travel. What do you guys want to do as you guys are on the bank?
Are we covered in like red clay and stuff, or are we like just wet?
You are all wet and you all have some like red, I wouldn't say it's like caked mud on you, but it's definitely some red sediment that has kind of clung to your clothes, your armor, and it's definitely getting you guys, you can still make out what your the colors and stuff. It's definitely dirty with the red and stuff that keep hanging to you.
Now, this is totally up to you. Will this give
Yeah.
us like some sort of bonus on camouflage whenever we're like stealthing or something?
Ooh. I think you would need a little bit more red clay and dirt, but I love where you're going with that. So I would love, I mean, if you ever wanted to pursue something like that, you definitely could pursue trying something, what you're going for. But no, with what you have clinging to your enough of your brighter colors, especially those that are wearing heavy armor, it wouldn't obscure you enough to give you the edge yet. But you could try some stuff, like maybe try to get more on you if you wanted to, or try to really kind of cake it up like mud instead of just the dusting. There's options. Is that something you would like to try to take the time to do?
Yeah. You know what? I got something. I want to use prestidigitation. I want to soil myself by making more of the red clay on my armor and stuff.
Okay.
Boom.
You with the help of your cantrip, the red clay just kind of starts spiraling up and clinging to you almost like magnets, and you are now wearing essentially all red clay earth clothing. It's very dirty, but you are opaque in red. Not your face though.
I'll do it on
Nope.
my face.
Nope. You want to become your hair and everything.
Yeah.
You totally all right. You are you're gonna start a red man group, okay?
All right. Who else wants to be camouflaged?
I got
will
this cloak that helps with that.
I will use my mask of many phases to appear like that.
Yeah, I
Okay.
just pull up the hood of my cloak of elven kind. I'm good.
Okay.
You kind of stand out there, Lorna. I'm sorry, Red. Broke out a character there from it.
Yeah, okay. She just kind of like holds her arms out like, oh god, I don't want to be covered, but yeah.
Here, I'll help,
No.
and I'll like use
I-
my proficiency in disguise kit to help make her look like clay Lorna. I don't know.
I mean, just cover my hair in clay. That's probably like the only
I mean,
thing.
your hair's already red.
I
think
mean,
it's
that's
the
true.
pale skin that's the problem.
Yeah, that's true.
Just pretend you're at a spa.
This mud bath. Yeah, right. Okay. Sure.
Exactly.
I'm glad I can do this, not have to put clay on my hair.
It's nice and refreshing, and it'll get out all the toxins, right?
Absolutely.
Oh god. Yep, Lorna's just caked in mud now. It's fine.
I'm just looking at the group. Just being like, what the hell are you guys doing?
Hey,
Called
you
camouflage.
Yeah.
So who's all camouflaged? It's Lorna,
I think
Josel,
everybody is
Anika. You're
now.
just using your elven kind. You're not doing clay, right, Anika?
No, because I already have advantage on stealth, and they have disadvantage on seeing me.
And then Faye, you're not doing it either, right?
I'm doing this.
He's pretending to do it.
Okay, you're pretending to look like. Okay, that is a Faye move.
You're
Perfect.
okay.
Okay.
Oh, Cronus, do
but
you
what
want the
about?
hat of disguise so you can look like the mercenary dragonborn?
You know what? I'm gonna have to. I don't want to speak for Bart, so we're just gonna. You know what? He's pretty stealthy. I'll just say he may choose what he likes to do when he gets back, and we'll just go off his already advantageous stealth rolls. Let's see here, and then
No, I'm good without the hat.
okay. So you guys are on the bank though, and you guys have take the time to disguise yourself, which is I love. Are you guys heading on foot then, or are you guys getting back on the boat and heading towards the into the first lake and continuing to head north?
I
I'll
feel
say-
comfortable taking land now because we're camouflaged.
It's also slower.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I
It's
don't
also
think we should go
safer.
across the big open body of water that's in front of us.
I mean, it's probably safer to go around the lake, but then, like, the river with the two clans. We should probably go swimming for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you're sticking to land for now. Just let me know. I guess you're gonna try to stick to the edge and walk around the lake. Okay. You guys do so. It's very similar terrain than when you first experienced, except it's just even more, rock formations that make the line of sight hard to see, and you continue to make your way through this terrain. And a few hours later, you have made your way past the major portion of the Bleeding River, or the lake. As you guys get to this part, you guys are entering the fork where it goes towards the Dark Claw clan and the Bleeding Axes. You also, let me get a reference for time. I would say you guys left late in the morning because you guys had to get a full rest, so you left a little bit later than I'd say you're about. I would say about 4 p.m., 4 to 5 p.m. right now in the no, probably more like 2 or 3 right now. 2 or 3. You haven't been going that long. That would put you about 5 hours. So yeah. What would you guys like to do here at this beach? Continue trying to go on foot, or is this where you wanted to go under, or back on the boat, or?
We'll take the boat.
Yeah.
It won't take long to get across.
Yeah.
On the boat.
Get on the boat, and you will continue to sail forward. As you get up, or as you start, moving forward down this river, and you start to make out the natural bridge, off in the distance, you will notice, a few humanoids. No. Let me see here. Yes. You will see a few silhouettes of humanoids walking down from this road away from the natural bridge down to the riverside. Seems to be 2 larger ones with 3 smaller creatures next to them, or people next to them. When I say people, I'm just going to say people, but it could not necessarily mean humans. I just feel weird saying humanoids every time.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But they are green people.
Okay.
Orcs and goblins.
They're not
Yes.
camouflaged. That's how we saw them.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
You are on a small boat right now in the river, though.
Not for long.
Are we going under
so-
again?
I'm planning on going land. We're just going across the water,
So you're
back on land.
this way to the north, or this way here? This way.
What do y'all think?
Man, I feel like we should be the opposite side of the people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's not be on the same side of the river as them.
Okay.
All right.
Wait, so you're saying we're going to go that way? I don't know.
You want to go through
Yeah.
that way? Yeah, you totally can. Absolutely.
So I got a question. These dotted paths, are those actual trails or something?
Yes, some of them are actual trails or roads between the different villages. Yes.
Okay.
Obviously, some of them are less than perfect because I see one going through the Bleeding River. But yes, for the most part, that's the general guideline. Um. Right, yeah. So as you guys make it across the river and you see those kind of descending down to the river, you will see they're a distance away, but you'll see them approach the banks of the river as you guys start to slip away into the mountainous region, and you see that they seem to be carrying some kind of large urn, and they're starting to like fill their water up, fill it up with some water. And yeah, you'll see that, and you guys proceed into the mountainous area as they can kind of collect their water as you guys enter this. You continue to head north. Go ahead and let's do some perception checks real quick.
Giving myself guidance. Dirty 20.
They can't see me if I can't see them.
All right. So as you guys are making your way through this area, a lot of you are going to start, or even you, Joseph, with the 5. You will hear some squeaking and stuff from time to time, coming from caves or openings or passageways. It seems to be quite loud and very similar to the squeaking noises you heard where the bats are flying in the evening. So just seems to be a lot of bat activity where you guys are kind of traversing at the moment. You continue forward a little bit longer, and you will again the squeaking will continue to persist, and you'll see obviously some bats along the way. As you are making it through this area, though, you're going to hear some words, some people conversing and talking. They're not whispering, obviously, or trying to hide, but you hear some people ahead conversing and talking. They seem to be mining away at something or moving something. It's considerably loud, whatever the rock and material of the earth that they're moving ahead of you. But they seem to be working and discussing about kind of complaining and whining about the search that they're working on. They're kind of bickering over how long they've been out here searching for this seed, and it doesn't seem to be turning up anywhere. What would you guys like to do?
My vote is sneak
Oh.
pass.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
We think we
It's
know where
worked
it
all
is.
day. Why stop doing
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Get the fuck out of there.
Ninja mode.
it? Josel, do you need to be invisible again?
Camouflage.
I said a yes. And I just hold out my hand.
Well, what a point of being camouflaged if I have to be invisible?
Fine.
You just don't want to see me, do you?
I don't want them to see you.
All right.
I am going to go ahead and use pass without trace since we're kind of around a group of other people.
Sure.
Alright. Awesome.
Go ahead and give me self rolls, everyone, as you try to sneak past and make your way through the mountainous area without getting detected.
All right,
My
so-
Self guidance.
What bonus do I get from this camouflage?
24. Or that's a 34.
So you're wearing heavy armor that gives you disadvantage on stealth, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yep.
I'm just gonna give you a flat roll, man. But a 16.
Sure, you didn't
is
want
a
to be
16.
invisible?
Well, invisible wouldn't still matter because he's still.
It'd
flat
give him
roll with invisible-
advantage.
No, it's still
And if he
flat
already
roll.
had a flat roll.
Wait,
Yeah, that's
no,
true.
it's still disadvantage or still flat roll with
I mean,
invisibility.
camouflage honestly really wouldn't help you if you're invisible, anyways.
That's fair.
But you know what? You basically got the benefits of what you were going for with invisibility without wasting a spell slot. You use clay instead of spending a spell slot. But yes, let me double check everyone's stealth. Everyone did really good. The passive without trace definitely helped you out, Joseph. But you guys did
I think it was
very.
camouflage.
Yes, you do. You start giving advice to others later about how to do their camouflage. I'm sorry. As you guys are kind of sneaking your way through this terrain, past the voices that you heard ahead, complaining about the detail that they've been stuck on, you guys, who had the best stealth here? Let's see. Cronus with a 36. Cronus, you are able to get a good look at where you hear the voices from. You kind of take a little bit of a risk to try to see exactly who is speaking as you pass your way through, at least to kind of, you just don't want to be surprised like you did before where there was a goblins and orcs and another person, nor do you want your friends to be surprised. And you'll be able to see, you'll be able to see a half orc, a human, and a few other kind of orcs discussing as they have different types of equipment, mining stuff, and you'll hear what the half orcs kind of say in common. So those that are also kind of in the area, you'll hear this too. So would you rather be on this detail, or would you like to be on bomb detail? He kind of says, he says, shoot, sorry. Give me 1 second. Come on, where? Yeah, so you'll hear. Would you rather be working on the bombs and stuff instead? Daruku, a few mercenaries died the other day, assembling some more of that shit that they've been bringing out from underground. And then the other guy, or the other person he's speaking to, they're kind of bitching. He'll say, "Yeah, Dress used to have 10 fingers before." We started on working on assembling those things. Oh, good call, Josel. Thank you for keeping me on that. But I'll come back to you just in one moment. And that's what you see, Cronus. But you continue to move forward, I imagine. But you did collect some more discussion from the guys as you pass by.
Did he just say that the dude died?
He said, yeah, a few people died working on assembling these bombs.
No, I don't want to make sure I didn't misheard. Did you say Daroku died?
No. He
Okay.
said Daruku has, I guess, he said they're on a detail to, I guess they're searching for what you guys are out to find. But he's talking about, would you rather be doing this, or would you rather be working on building and assembling the bombs for Rook's army, basically?
Okay.
And they're
I was
saying
just
that
making sure I didn't misheard that he said Daroku died. I'm like, oh, okay.
no, a group of mercenaries had died in the assembly process, and then the other guy said, he was just saying that somebody else was working on. He used to have 10 fingers before he was on that detail.
All right, got it.
All right. Is there anything you'd like to do, Kronos, or just continue forward as the plan?
Nah, just keep moving.
Okay. Yeah, with those great stealth rolls, it will take a little bit more time, just because you're gonna have to navigate the maze of the terrain and to make it all the way through. But within a few hours, you are getting to not a few hours. I'm sorry, within an hour or two, you guys do make it to the other side of the passage, past the bend of the river, and you're to the next pond or lake. And you can clearly see the mountainous range that you've been kind of heading towards off in the distance to the northeast. It's a fairly substantial mountain standing out, and you can see how it kind of overhangs the lake even further to the northeast. It's still small, but it's off in the distance, but it's of enough substantial size that it's making an impact from where you're standing now. What would you guys like to do next?
Where's the bandit captain at right now?
Oh, thank you, Joseph. Sorry, forgot about that. Let's see here. He left in the middle of the night. I would say he would be just a few hours out from Mythanor. Through Ichabod's eyes, you can see they're already past the peak of that, and they're kind of making their descent now.
Where?
They are basically where you guys were when you guys made it to the top now, or no, they're probably on their descent now already into Mythanor. So they're a few more hours. They'll reach there by nightfall.
Okay.
Right. Wait, no, they left in the middle of the night. Oh, he had to sleep too. It was the middle of the night. All right. Yeah.
Joseph will then prestidigitation on himself to remove the clay.
Okay.
I am so tempting to leave the clay on Lorna.
She's just looking at you like, please, at least the hair, just the hair. It's so much weight.
He prestidigitate. She's clean.
Thank you. What have I ever done to you, Josel? I have kept your secrets.
What secret?
Uh-huh. You sure you want me to spill those beans?
Yeah.
I don't recall giving you any secrets.
You didn't give me them.
Shut up, I know.
I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. Noofs, get up.
Yep, it's fine.
Remind me to ask you about that later.
Same.
So, you guys are at the next lake. What's your approach?
What time of day is it?
It's about 5 in the evening. Sun in the winter is probably going to start setting here in the next 2 hours or so.
How long do we estimate it's going to take us to get across this river? Or lake, sorry.
On your boat,
Mm.
the current isn't that bad in this big lake like area, so you would be able to kind of pass over in an hour and be at the next you'll be at the next lake in about an hour if you take the most direct line.
Yeah. I'm down for that, if you guys are.
Knowing on the map there was the 2 orc camps. Are either
Mhm.
one visible from the lake right here?
Not the Dark Claw. Let's see here. That's a good question, Cronus. You wouldn't see Bladewind or Dark Claw. You would be able to make out the bleeding axes out in the far east. You would notice that the kind of, what do they call those walls? The wood walls are kind of like palisades. Is that the right word for it? They're kind of like really crude and spiky, and
Yeah.
they have some other kind of stone, like clay and earth, more rocks as well, kind of building up the perimeter of their base, trying to use what little or what resources they have. Trees not being the most abundant, but they spare some. You also see some other kind of fortifications like little lookout towers and stuff kind of placed around, but you also see, you probably make out some of the banners that they're flying, all wearing, or most prominently, the Doomhammer, new banner, the big bright red one with the hammer on it. But you will still see a few banners of different colors, kind of paying homage to when they were representative of their own. But for the most part, it seems like Doomhammer is putting his brand on everything. Yep.
Yeah, so pretty much I think we should hang out here until it gets dark and then cross, because if we can see them and then point up towards the orc camp, they're going to notice a boat just appear and go across the lake and then disappear.
It might be
True.
a ghost ship.
Hmm.
That is fair.
Could be. I mean, we could wait till night and then cross.
So we're gonna like go here, or we're gonna like go over here.
I think we
I
want
mean,
to
if
go
it's
further
night,
up the
we'll
river.
probably go a little further.
Yeah. If we go up here, then we could like cross across here and then get to the den. Right, if we stay to the left side of this water, we should be okay from bleeding axes, but we could always walk around here and then like go up and around.
Yeah, it seems like it'll take too long.
Yeah. I mean, it's an hour. What's the worst that could happen? Everything.
Rock falls, everybody dies.
Right? So, I'm good with anything. I think we just need to keep moving for that.
I mean, if you want to keep moving, we should follow the lake line, go like this way, and then go from there up.
All right.
Or what if we went like we're still in the water, but we do that? Like we cross. It's not the most direct path, but it's getting us away from bleeding axes first.
So are you saying you want to swim over there?
Oh, well, no, that's gonna take us a long time.
Mm.
So
I
we're
was just saying,
worried about the
if
boat.
people weren't comfortable just sitting still, we can just maneuver, walk around the lake bed to stay moving. Or we can just,
So we're worried about the boat being seen.
I mean, we can see the orc camp from right here. So
True.
you should assume that they can see the lake.
True. I mean, honestly, I guess whatever doesn't get us seen.
I think that depends on how well we do it.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, we're exposed in some version.
Yep.
I mean, how many times can you cast that little dome thing that we sleep in?
Well, it's a ritual, so it depends on how long I have. I can do it in
Let's-
11 minutes, like endlessly. If you need it quicker, 7.
So, would you be able to do it now? We hang out in it, take a short rest while we're waiting for the sun to set,
Mm.
and then
Sure.
once we're done, we can cast it and then sleep the night away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that better.
Sounds like a good idea.
And I will ritually cast Tiny Hut.
Right? So you guys are taking a short rest till nightfall, and then you guys are trying to swim across or sail across or walk around.
Take the boat.
Sail.
Take the boat. And just ping what side of where you're going.
So
Are you going
I think
straight?
we're doing that.
Okay.
We're staying to the left.
So when you cross that, you want to get out over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where are
Or
we
do you
gonna
want to get
continue?
over
We're going up for up top here, I think, right?
right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That is doable.
During the
Alright.
short rest, Joseph's going to keep stay in Ichabod's eyes to see the guy leave the off the map.
Mm-hmm. Yes. As you guys finish your short rest, only 2 hours later until it's nightfall, and at least it's dark enough to give you better coverage as you cross this lake. Ichabod will finish, or I'm sorry, the person you lick free will eventually reach Mythanor, delivering. You guys gave him a letter, correct? And then he will also share news that he also shared with you guys about the drow, the driders, the orcs, the bombs, the mercenaries, where there's everything he shared with you guys. And he kind of looks at Ichabod, scratching his head and trying to remember, thinking if he forgot anything. The guards look like they are going to apprehend him, but it seems that whatever you wrote in your letter, or they seem to believe that the arrangement that you made with him, and yeah, he takes his platinum from Ichabod, and he is allowed to leave Mythanor. He okay, yeah. You don't roll unless you have Ichabod follow him outside of Mythanor. You'll see him collect his platinum and then just kind of start darting away from out of the room where he was at and heading away. Do you
Ichabod's back to my shoulder.
Okay. You all see Ichabod reappear in the hut with you all, and it's now nighttime. You, as you're waiting though, about an hour into your wait, you will see, or you'll more so hear, drums being played in the distance. Um, it starts. It starts to the. It starts to come from the east towards over the Bleeding Axis camp. You will eventually start to see some movement again. You guys are a fair distance away from the Bleeding Axis, and you will see that there are several, a large group of people leaving and heading out on the road. And they seem to be sticking to the path, heading to the natural bridge. And another hour passes by. It is even more so dark. You see the group of people stick to the road and they start heading their way towards Darkclaw. As it seems to be more troops heading towards, it looks like, the gates of Mythanor.
Shit.
What would you guys like to do as the army kind of heads southwest, and once it passes out of line of sight with the mountains and you guys are at the lake?
How far away is the Bleeding Axes camp?
It's I mean, a couple miles away, I guess. It's
Okay.
I'm horrible at distance. What are you trying? I guess maybe if I can answer your concern, maybe.
I was thinking about setting a fire at their camp so they'll like go back and try to put it out.
Oh no! It's no, you're not that. It's you're just seeing. You can make it out from this distance, and you can make out the shape of the people leaving, but you couldn't make out details or even exact numbers. Okay.
One thing I would like to do, I want to meditate and then kind of meditate with the black orbs and see if I have a direction that it wants to pull me in, knowing that Doroku has one.
Oh no, he could probably do the same thing with you.
If he knows that's a thing, he only has one.
Oh,
It's
that is
Highlander.
Go. I don't know what to hero for that. Let's just roll a. Just roll me a d20. Let's see what you got. Okay. You take the time to focus on the orbs to kind of reach out and see if you feel anything different. Other than the new latent ability to kind of, or ability that kind of activated in you once you got both of them, you're not getting much more information from them. Yeah, you're not really getting anything else from them at this time.
All right.
What's all right? So, what would you all like to do after you finish your short rest? You just want to start sailing,
Yep.
or is there anything else you guys wanted to discuss? Y'all enter the boat once more and begin to row, sticking close to the west coast of the lake, as far away from the Bleeding Axis as you possibly can. It doesn't take long for it to get dark, and as you're making your way, and you've continue this way to your heading to where you're reaching that other beach, you will again be aware of the night activity as bats and everything are flying around. You'll also hear some howls and other kind of noises coming from different other animals out in the mountains and the terrain. Some sound like randomly you'll pick up a few those kind of howling noises. But more importantly, as you guys are getting there, you will make out as you clear the lake to the south of you, coming from the mountainous area near the Bleeding Axes and the area that you just traveled through when you took that shortcut earlier. Excuse me. You'll see several large, giant bats kind of come from that area, and from this distance, or at least from where where you can see now, you will notice that not only these bats actually have people with them, and the bats aren't carrying these people. These orcs seem to be, or I'm sorry, these bats seem to be ridden by orcs, or be ridden by people, I guess. But yeah, you will see creatures on the backs of these wings and flying south to meet with Rook. Yeah, as you guys will, as you see those those bats being ridden and heading south, you guys make it to the next beach, and you are at the base of the mountain that's kind of overhanging the lake that has been speculated as Udra's Den. And you guys are, let's see here. You guys will also be able, in addition to seeing that, you will also be able to see kind of smoke coming from the northwest. It's not like smoke like you've seen from all the other clans where the forges are burning and it just seems like a haze almost hanging over the village. You can make it out from here. It doesn't seem to be in the same shape or condition that the Bleeding Axes was. You know what? You would be able to make out a little bit of the Blade Wind places sticking out from where you're at, but it wouldn't be as clear of a shot as Stormcaller's village. It almost looks like it was just attacked. Like
So
it just looks like it's been damaged or just or some
so
attack.
it's Stormcaller that's being quote unquote attacked.
Oh yeah, they were the last holdouts, remember?
Yeah.
No, I mean they're not currently being attacked. This is like it's the remain. This is the remains of what was left of the. Yeah, it's definitely a village that's been kind of destroyed in the efforts to take it over.
Well, there goes our one idea.
Yep.
Yeah, that being said, do we want to use that mirror to try and... Did we have contacts at, Mythanor with the mirror? Or was it only in the city that I could use it?
It was just the royal families, yeah.
Yeah, so we could send it to Cinderella or Rapunzel, and they could send it to Mythanor.
Yeah,
or Ariel.
Yeah, no, I think it's more
Ariel's further away.
Yeah. So I think we need to call them. Let them know Stormcaller has fallen.
I mean, we already knew that.
Did we?
We knew Stormcaller fell. We did not know they had flying bats.
Yeah, that's gonna be a thing,
did?
and we should let them know that Bleeding Axes is on their way now.
You knew that the Stormcaller clan had been, or you knew that the Stormcaller had been lost. You guys did not know that Root Doomhammer basically obliterated what was left of the camp. That was news or new information.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably just let them know either way that there's bats or people flying on bats, which is probably even worse. And
people making bombs.
Yeah, bombs, that too. Yeah, we can do this while we're walking. Yeah, I'll use
Okay.
the mirror to message them.
Okay. You're trying to reach Rapunzel or Snow White.
Rapunzel, because she's
Rapunzel?
closer, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you say the magical words mirror mirror in your hand, and you try to reach out to Rapunzel. And after a few moments, it does take some time, but it does notify who you're trying to reach. That in a few moments, you will see Cinderella and Rapunzel actually excited to receive your call, but they do seem concerned. Yes, what what news do you bring to us, Kurda?
Well, we're deep in enemy territory. That's great. Uh, Stormcaller was completely decimated. There's flying bats with people on them headed down. Bleeding Axis also sent out their army. It's bad.
Cyclopses.
Cyclopses as well. Yeah. Can't forget that.
They both kind of look at each other concerned. And they start quickly looking over their map and their strategy. Can we afford more troops to send up north? She'll look to your group and say, "I will get this news to Ellison immediately, and we'll send what additional aid we can. We have got some other matters too that we have to kind of deal with here, also but we won't worry with that until you return. Continue to keep us in the loop. Is there anything else that you need from us?"
No, we're about to go get that really important item. So
You've already made it there. They kind of seem
we're
shocked.
close.
We move real fast.
Yeah.
It's
booking it.
camouflaged.
Yes, we were camouflaged.
Yes. Some of us were camouflaged.
Real well.
And they just seem very impressed with your progress and where you guys have made it. You guys are coming up on that 1 minute mark. Just a heads up, you would probably notice that. And they
Anything else you want to say? We're real close. We hope it's actually there. If not, we're sorry and we're fucked.
Also, remember, we can't find an army, but you can.
Yes.
Yep.
You got this.
We'll send more troops to Mythanor, and we will call. We'll see if Burlos is in any shape to send additional anything else before
it might be too
this
late.
thing explodes.
It's already. Oh, and they have bombs.
Yeah, they have bombs.
Bombs.
They got bombs.
They have bombs.
I like to think that it cut off before y'all said there was bombs.
Or
They
we got
have-
it.
I think it's just they have bombs, and then their faces go what?
Yeah. That's more like it. Well, we told them. Let's hope it got through.
We did.
Right. I think we had something else to discuss before we end up fighting a Hydra.
Oh.
Oh.
A seed. Or let me rephrase. The thing we're going after.
Uh-huh.
It's used to call down the giants.
Uh-huh.
We can't defeat an army.
Giants can.
Giants might be able to.
Are you saying we use it?
I'm asking, should we?
Desperate times cause desperate measures.
Yep.
Also,
But-
can anyone speak giant?
Oh.
Nope.
No. I wish Wolfram was here.
Yep.
I don't know who that is.
Well.
He was a robot.
Yeah.
robot?
Smith. Dude made out of metal.
You mean a knight?
No.
No.
Body parts made of metal. Not an actual heart.
There was nothing under the metal. It
Yeah.
was just metal.
It's not flesh. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, a construct. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he had a soul.
Ish.
And he was really good at making shields and stuff.
Anywho, maybe
Maybe we
once
just
get-
hope these giants speak common?
Yeah.
Some of
Doesn't
the ones
one
in the
of you have
Underdark did.
tongues?
I mean, technically we all do, but no, I don't have that spell.
Yeah. I have one idea. I don't know if it would work, but
I assume we're
Doesn't
it's
sound
a
like the
solid
best idea.
fantasy. What do you think the chances are we could charm this Hydra and get it to attack the Orc army?
I don't have a spell that can charm a Hydra.
And how
And
long
I think the
can
odds will be greatly against us if that was the case.
However, what are you thinking? Or was that the whole plan?
I might be able to charm it.
For how long?
I just recently learned it. I haven't really tried it yet.
Right. Did your pseudo-father tell you how long it will charm the Hydra for?
No. I mean, if it's similar to the other charm spells, it might range anywhere from a minute to an hour.
I don't think that's
That's
enough
just not really, no.
Yeah. I mean,
Could you polymorph it and then we charm it?
We could definitely try that.
time. Yeah, we don't even have to charm it. Just polymorph it and drop it in the middle of their army.
Well, that's assuming we can get to the middle of their army in an hour.
He points at Ichabod.
That's fair.
Ichabod drops a Hydra bomb.
Okay, I really like
mean-
this plan.
yeah.
It would take longer than an hour for Ichabod to get there.
Oh.
But I do like the idea.
A nice, solid plan.
If it was totally closer, I would love to watch that happen. I would just.
However, we could just misplace a Hydra.
Remember that one time that Silent made this like cool Hydra, and then just we had the army kill it for us.
Well,
Remember when we-
wait. How far away is the bleeding axis?
I mean,
But
it's a
Assuming
little bit
Ichabod
away.
is carrying, let's assume a bunny. How far is a little bit away?
Probably more than an hour.
Would it
It's
be
just
close
you-
enough
it-
that then
was just
Hydra
a-
would
It was
see a
just an
moving
hour
army?
or two for what's that?
I said, would it be close enough away that it could, say, see a bunch of things moving?
Would it be close enough to see a bunch of things moving?
Could Ichabod get it close enough within an hour that the Hydra would see prey?
It could potentially. I mean, it would be an hour closer to there, but
So even Blade Wind's not that far.
You know what?
But this is all assuming it actually is able to be transformed.
I didn't say it'd be easy.
I think you could probably get probably halfway there. To say there's going to be prey or they're going to see it's going to see movement, that's hard to say. That that's I can't really tell you that. That's just what happens in the background. But you could certainly try.
You know, I personally think the whole having the Hydra fight our enemies for us is pretty much off the table. I'm thinking now where we could just polymorph it, have Ichabod carry it all the way up into the air as far as he can before polymorph wears out, and then he just drops.
Yep.
And just let the fall damage do all the work for us.
I mean, assuming we can even polymorph it to begin with.
Yeah.
Could also do that, like, right before an hour's up, and just have him drop it. And then A, fall damage does this work for us, and B, we don't have to deal with it.
Or we can really have fun and like have Ichabod search for the orcs riding on the giant bats, just fly right just above them and just squeeze the bunny.
Don't even have to squeeze it, drop it on him.
I don't know.
That would be
my
a funny sight.
Yep. Fuck yeah.
Be a bunch of bats, and all of a sudden there's a Hydra on them. Yeah.
I
Anyway,
don't know how high birds can fly, technically.
I
I don't
mean,
think there's really a rule on it.
there's really not a rule on that. Assuming they don't start getting into, like, 20,000 feet where oxygen becomes a problem.
Yeah,
I'm not even sure 20,000 feet's accurate, but assuming as long as they can breathe, they can go that high.
Is there an atmosphere in D&D? I mean,
There are
is
stars, so why not an atmosphere?
Yeah, but a bird can't fly to the moon, so there's obviously
Well,
a
no.
limit to how high.
Yeah, like I said, the limit would be either to when it gets tired or when it runs out of oxygen.
Says most of the year they stay under 500 feet. During migration, though, birds can gain enough altitude, and many species fly at 2,000 to 5,000 feet or higher,
Oh,
using
see?
prevailing winds of the system. A bird may begin migration at about 5,000 feet and slowly climb to 20,000 feet. Holy shit!
Yep.
See? Ichabod can go real high, but also
This is a
doesn't like
migrating bird. This is a
doesn't fall
Wait.
damage like cap at 200 feet.
No, I think it goes infinitely, really.
I don't think there
mean-
is technically a cap. I think Critical Role has a cap. I don't think.
I
there
mean,
is
Oh.
Rolls
a
has
cap.
written there is a cap,
My
but
God.
common sense says 20. If you drop something of that height, they're not living.
I mean, I have slow
Physics
fall.
says no, unless you're
Yeah,
Cronus.
I
Cronus,
don't
but
think
we're
your
not
slow fall
dropping
will
you
save
from
you.
that high. It would just maybe not kill you instantly.
These are all good ideas and good thoughts. But what would you like to do right now?
Have we long rested yet?
Nope, you just did a short rest before you crossed the lake,
Yeah.
and you just got to the other side.
I think that was our plan, was that we were going to once we got here.
We should do that.
Yeah, we should.
We really should.
Yeah, put up the thing, we'll still take watches and... Yeah.
Ichabod will keep watch.
So you're gonna set up camp right here.
Could we find a
Correct.
semi-hidden place to put the dome?
I mean, of course. I mean, I imagine you're trying to find high,
Yeah.
some kind of cover. But I didn't know if you guys wanted to try to go closer to the mountain first, or you're just trying to set up a long rest camp here for the night and then
The
we'll
dome
have-
on the water.
Yeah, theoretically.
That's true.
I mean,
I mean, who's going to
No,
look
I don't
under
wanna
there? I mean,
True.
And I mean, you guys don't have to be in the thing while I cast it.
True.
But also crocodiles
Also,
they
crocodiles.
can't get in.
for 8 hours.
mm,
I don't think they're going to be sitting and waiting for a spell to disappear. I don't think they understand the concept of magic.
Actually, can I go ahead and get a perception check
yeah.
from everyone real quick? If you guys would even, this is via. Let's see, Lorna.
Give myself guidance.
And who has dark? Laura, do you have dark vision?
I have goggles, so yes.
Okay.
I have supervision.
Okay. All right. As you guys are kind of setting up camp, before you cast your hut, and you guys are making your plans for the evening, Lorna and Faye, you both, and Ichabod, the three of you would notice off in the distance some kind of movement on the as it seems like there are a few people kind of coming from the mountainous area behind the where Udra's den, approaching the lake, and you'll see them kneeling and doing a few things, and eventually you see them approach the lake up ahead.
Who's approaching the
Cultists?
lake?
A few individuals.
I don't like that.
Are we going to go make new friends?
Can we tell if they're orcs at all, or no, or they're still too far?
With those checks and without, I would imagine Ichabod would probably have a better ability just if he tries to like fly closer or anything.
You can fly closer, and you got a
I mean, as he kind of
120.
yeah, and as he kind of got your attention, I imagine he would be able to kind of investigate a little closer, and confirm that these are definitely orcs. It looks to be two orc women and one orc man, and they are the women and the man are both all carrying what look to be different kind of containers or jugs to collect water, and you'll see them filling those jugs up with the water, kind of scouting around the area. One of them always kind of on watch around, and one of the orcs are also like just focusing on the water, keeping an eye out on the water, any kind of movement. It looks like as they're scouting are kind of the guy in the distance is looking around. Have you guys popped your tiny hut up at this point, or you're still working on that?
I mean, it takes 11 minutes, so
Okay.
I don't know how long it's been.
You guys aren't traveling right now. You're just like on the other side on the beach, not causing a lot of movement. That's the movement is kind of what caught your eye, and it's at nighttime. So I will say he can't see you. Only reason you guys would see that is because of dark vision and because of they were actually traveling, across the land. It was a little bit more noticeable.
But,
what's that, Nika?
like I asked the group, are we going to make new friends? Or are we going to leave them?
I say leave them for now.
They could be people.
Eventually we're going to have to interact with these orcs.
That is true.
I mean,
Let's not cause a scene that will cause the attention of a Hydra.
Yeah.
Not till after we have a long rest.
I'm pretty sure it'd be a bad idea for them to draw attention to the Hydra as well. So I don't necessarily know if that would be an option.
Wait, why am I talking to you? I can't hear you.
What? Oh, yeah. Is there anything?
I feel like we should go up and say hi, but at the same time, I don't know.
Ichabod, I mean, did you want to send Ichabod closer? I don't. You tell me. I didn't want to have Ichabod go too far. I don't know what you want to do, Josel.
He ain't gonna get no closer than 80 feet. No closer than that.
Okay, that's still fairly close. All right. if you are going to get that close with Ichabod, you could probably make out a little bit more detail. You don't speak Orc or anything, do you?
No.
Okay. So you wouldn't be able to understand what they're saying to one another in Orc, but it seems to be in hushed tones, and it seems to be quick and short. Though, to be fair, I think Orc probably sounds angry no matter how you say it, and it probably sounds quick and short. So, but he is speaking to those that he's traveled with the lake, and you will notice from that distance that he has some bandaging and some significant wounds, along with what seems to be like these bandaging showing a little bit of the blood seeping through still. You'll see some fresh wounds on his face and his arms, along with some of the women are also seem to be injured. And you will not see any Doomhammer banners or colors on them either.
I'm guessing they're Stormcaller.
Okay, we're going to make new friends.
Yeah, let's go make new
All right.
friends.
Yeah.
Come on,
I think
Joseph.
we're being quiet right now because there's a possibility of there being a Hydra.
Okay.
Yeah, so we should be quiet too.
I tap him on the shoulder to get
And
out of
oh, wait, what? Huh? What?
Let's go. We're
Come
going
on.
to make new friends.
Oh.
Make friends.
Yep.
As for walking, I'm just gonna prestidigitate all the clay from the river off of me.
I mean, that might actually, if you kept that on, that might make it look better. Like, you're not fresh and battle worn and okay.
Disguise self.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? I'm sorry. Hey, what are you?
Yeah, just getting the actual dust off me, just layering over disguise self.
I still don't know. Are you trying? You're trying to put the clay on you?
She's taking the real clay off and putting fake clay on.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay.
Yes, because it is late
Why?
and I don't want to sleep in the clay.
So are you guys pursuing or trying to approach them or head towards
Yeah.
them?
Yep.
Just so you guys know, there's a possibility they might attack us thinking that we're working with the other tribes.
I mean, we're all
I'm
human,
aware.
but
We
yeah,
are
no, I
aware.
just know there's not humanoid.
I mean,
But yeah, there's.
so
Maybe you
I
don't
somewhat
lead.
look like the guy that's working with
Yeah, maybe
them.
you don't lead.
Lorna, I think you and I should leave
And
What?
I'm a half drow that has some dragon
because
scales.
Cronus is a dragonborn phase, half drowned. Joseph looks like a fighter, and Bart's a skeleton.
I am a fighter.
Yeah. Sure.
I mean, the other thing is I approach alone, but I'm pretty sure none of you would say okay.
No.
Yeah, I figured.
I will even put my sword in the bag of holding. Or on my shoulder, so I don't. I'm just a person walking with scary people.
Technically, you're
I'll
just
use-
walking with me, and I'm not
Yeah.
that scary.
I'll use disguise
Looking.
self to make me look like a half wood elf. This better?
Sure.
Better than drow, yeah. Come on.
Oh, that just came out wrong.
That really did.
It's fine. Yes, let's go. We're going.
Okay. Are you trying to stealthily or just beeline or?
I don't know. I think we need to look casual enough because we don't want to startle them and scare them off.
To be
probably
quiet, but not necessarily sneak.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're trying to be quiet as to not disturb the Hydra.
Maybe huddled together.
Okay. Go ahead and roll stealth if you guys are trying to be quiet, though not necessarily like you're not slinking in the shadows, but you guys are trying to be, you're trying to look casual, but you're not trying to charge forward and clunk through the clay earth and like it's just your boots.
I would like
in
to
the
point
mud.
out I am probably hanging back, trying to stay out of sight for the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, Cronus is actually trying to stealth.
So, Anika, Lorna, Josel, Cronus, and
Would Pass Without Trace still be up? Has it been an hour?
you cast that right before you crossed the river, or is that earlier?
No, I cast it earlier before we went to the long rest or the short rest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that would not be up anymore.
That's fine.
But you guys kind of try to make as much ground between you and them without startling them. You only get about halfway, though, as you close the distance between you and the group, where the one man that was kind of scouting the land, like the terrain, and the other one was scouting the water, will notice. Let's see here. Well, Lorna, you did something too. You did something special to your appearance. You and Joseph both did, didn't you?
No.
You did the clay
There's
stuff?
still clay.
We're
Okay.
No, I am not.
Oh no, they
clay.
cleaned it.
Yep.
You're not clay. Okay. So
I
they will.
I hold up some food rations that we have, like offering, like, we have stuff for you if you want it, kind of
So it
gesture.
can heal your bandage wounds.
Yeah. You are still really far away. It's more of like how you saw them in the distance. Remember how Ichabod had to get really close to really make out all those extra details. So they're not going to probably be able to see what you're wielding. But they do see your gesture. I guess, but see exactly what you're trying to offer. It's kind of hard to make out those details from that distance. But you will see him kind of point to the others that he's traveling with. Is Ichabod still next to them, or is he back with you, Josel?
He's gonna be back with Joseph because Joseph can't see shit without him.
Gotcha. You will see that he will grab some of the water, or grab two of the water jugs, while the other one grabs one of the women grab the other water jug, and the other woman kind of covers the two of them as they kind of retreat back the way they came, but the one of the women stay behind and kind of is on guard and seems to be ready to kind of make sure her friend, or make sure they get away. Yeah, she's kind of taking up more of a defensive spot as you guys are now kind of closing the area between the two of you. She as you guys get closer to her, she does seem to be wielding a weapon. It looks to be a crude, I would give it a club, maybe something that she was able to produce while she's down here, or some kind of like bludgeoning weapon. Oh no, my phone. Can you guys hear me still?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My headphones are dying. Switch this out. And she does look wounded, as you can see kind of the same things that Ichabod saw when was scouting up from above, but she kind of threateningly shouts out at you. And you will probably understand the only thing she says, and most of it's all in Orcish, but you will make out the word Darutu, and as she speaks, and she looks very, very angrily at all of you.
No.
Whatever she says, she's almost taunting you not to step closer, otherwise she's going to.
Oh, yeah.
She's threatening
Yeah.
you guys.
Hello?
Was she like yelling it out?
Yeah.
Or was she trying to be quiet-ish?
Enough where no, she's loud. She's not screaming, but she is loud enough. She's pretty vocal. Yeah, she's not hushing her voice right now. She is kind of like shouting at you. Yeah.
I'll equal the same volume.
Okay.
Slightly quieter. Not with Doroku.
And you understand us.
Yeah. Can you understand Common?
She'll say in very broken Common, trying to communicate back. She'll say back in very broken, way more broken than the way I'm going to say it. But basically, what she's responding is back to you and saying, "You expect me to believe non-orcs and non-goblins and non-mercenaries have wandered back here for a social call. She doesn't believe that you guys are not mercenaries or not with Daruku. If you'd like to go ahead and try to convince her, go ahead and roll a persuasion check, Lorna.
Guidance.
Can I wait? And I've helped. Can
Yeah,
I?
you can help. You can help. I mean, you all approaching, and you all made comments about how you guys were trying to not be, I guess, threatening in your approach. So yeah, you may help.
Okay. I don't think I need that.
There you go, Lorna.
You got a D4, roll it.
Sure. Why not? 24. I'll take it.
All right. She speaks back and that she doesn't believe you, but her body language does seem to waver, showing that she doesn't have the same conviction as her words. You will notice also as you've gotten closer, some of you'll notice that she is injured and she does have some fresh wounds that are still kind of bleeding and healing.
We can.
Are you Stormcaller?
Very defensively, but she will nod.
Friends. And I kind of like point to my chest and then us around. We want to help heal you. And I like hold out my hand to see if she'll let me.
She defensively raised the club, saying, very aggressively, and no is what she's
Why?
saying. She's still orcs. She'll say Stormcaller doesn't have, or orcs don't have many friends outside of other orcs, and
other orcs killed you. Tried to. You need friends outside of orcs.
And she'll actually look hurt by those words. Actually, will show a little bit of vulnerability in the sense that, yeah, basically, orcs did betray the Stormcaller.
We need help. Sorry, you need our help. We don't like Doomhammer. Neither do you.
You say, go ahead and do a persuasion check. Can you get that? And you guys can also do it with advantage because you guys are all helping each other again.
Guidance.
Wow.
Jesus.
34.
Shit.
A third eye opens in the middle of Anika's forehead.
Yeah.
So Anika, she lowers her weapon and seems to agree to you performing some kind of healing on her.
Yeah, so I'll cast Healing Word on her. How many fresh
And
wounds
she'll
does she
warn
have?
you, but she doesn't want any. She'll warn you that about tricks and all that. She's like, no tricks or no funny business. But what did you ask, Anika?
How many fresh wounds can I see on her?
You'll see fresh ones. About 5 of them.
Okay.
Some across her shoulder, some across the abdomen. Her neck even has a good gash in it that was lucky enough to not hit an main artery. But she looks pretty bad off.
Yeah, so I'll just in halfling mutter the word heal and cast that on her.
Okay. Let's see here. It's enough to at least stop or at least heal all the wounds to the point that they don't look red or infected as they were before. She'll kind of again, she's still pretty bad, but you did a big thing where now she doesn't have to worry about that, and they will heal over time and leave pretty cool scars for her. She looks back at your group and says, "It's not safe here. This is Udra hunts here. We only come here because we need to, and no other clans come here. Other clans avoid Udra. So this is
smart."
And she'll very rude, not saying anything else, but she will motion you to follow her and say, come, and it's very that broken that language barrier where she's like, come, I need more help. Mm-hmm. Or we need more help. And she'll
Yep.
Do an insight check on that. Like, I feel like she trusts us, but like, we're in enemy territory.
Yeah. Also,
sorry,
looking around, I don't see Cronus, right?
Cronus,
nope.
You were in the you were kind of hanging in the back. Are you with the group, Cronus? Or are you trying to stay in the rocks? Okay. So you're out of sight still. Okay, so she does leave the rest of the group without seeing you, Cronus. What do you all want to do?
I'll follow her, but I'll kind of put the hat of disguise behind me for Cronus.
I mean, I'm nowhere near you guys right now.
Yeah, but I'm assuming you can see me.
I forgot to put this in.
No, wait, I already gave you the hat. Never mind.
Put kind of a character, a picture of what she kind of looks like in general. I've done the right chat channel, right? Yep. Obviously, she's not bleeding anymore out of her thigh, but so you're trying to insight check just to see if it's a trap, I guess, or just see if she really is. She seems interested mostly in Anika because she helped heal her, but she seems like she is welcoming you all to follow her. It's hard to read. I mean, it's not friendly. It's definitely she's not I wouldn't say that you're with friends. She doesn't very much so still distrusting, but it seems like she's desperate enough to take the risk. Is that helpful at all, or do you
that's helpful.
Other specific questions? Okay. So you guys pursue her. Cronus, I guess, or I assume you all follow her?
Yep.
And then Cronus, are you just trying to tail them then?
Yeah.
Okay. you will go ahead and follow through some or a little bit away into the rocky terrain, and where you couldn't see before, you start to go into higher elevations, and it seems to be you're kind of climbing or going up a little bit into the cliff side of this mountain to be off the ground and away from stuff. At this point, once you're up there, you can kind of look out and around the entire area. You can make out giant, small clan, just barely peeking out from the distance. You'll also see the Warhorror clan and Stormcaller easier from this location, and yeah, it's a pretty good perspective on all 7 clans. With Stormcaller being in ruins to the north. As she leads you through this pass, and you will, as you come through one of them, see the other two orcs that had fled away from the lake kind of fall in behind you, and as she passes through and you are following. Cardinus, you're not there yet, because since you were kind of holding in the back, but you will the rest of you will see the two kind of with their clubs kind of circle you in from behind, and they look very threatening, and actually the man one is already kind of coming at whoever's in the back, who would be kind of bringing out the back of the group. Otherwise it's my pick.
Would it be Bart?
Sure. So you'll see him kind of coming out, it's closing him behind, and he actually seems like he's going to be, he's very aggressive, and he seems like he wants to swing at whoever is it. But as soon as they kind of do that, the orc that is leading you guys back through this pass kind of holds up her hand and stops them before he takes a swing. Very confused. You hear them exchanging some words in orc, some that seem to irritate or aggravate the man more than the other one. But then you see that the orc woman that you guys healed earlier start to point at some of her wounds and some of the healing, and using a lot of hand gestures and stuff. You know what? Go ahead and do an insight check on just kind of like their body language and their hand gestures. I won't say they're speaking sign language, but they are kind of using some kind of tribal knowledge or language to some degree, or way of communicating, I should say. Just reading it, you can tell that from what she's doing, she's expressing that the clan is very, very hurt, and that's all you're going to be able to get out. Those gestures that their clan is very, very injured and very hurt, and that without any aid, we might they're not looking too good. He will eventually approach. Let's see here, or she'll point out who did the healing, and he will approach you, Anika, and say, "You shot." He'll say very broken common, asking if you are a shaman or some kind of priest. Or something. He kind of looks at you very judgingly as you were dressed kind of funny to him.
I'm a priest of the arts.
I'll kind of motion to my holy symbol, kind of signifying me as a priest.
He'll kind of look at you. Can you, or he'll ask you, what's the closest to death you, I guess, have saved someone from, or again, very broken, not like that, but just
The doorway.
the way it sounds like he's basically, have you saved someone from death before, or brought someone back from the dead? He doesn't seem to have a firm grasp on healing magic or divine magic at all. He's just kind of talking through it.
I have brought someone back from the doorway. Once they've died, they're dead.
Unfortunately, my goddess hasn't gifted me with the ability to bring someone back yet.
Working on it.
He will say, he'll make, again, he's doing that. He goes, or no, he'll kind of move out of your way and continue to let the woman that was leading you here continue to lead you further to what seems to be where they're hiding out at. As you get there, you will see several orc, nowhere near what a full clan would be. This is just a sad number of what is left of the clan before. They're less than 100. We're talking. Let's see, what would be about the destination? Very few survivors, or those that didn't, join into the horde, willingly or unwillingly. So we're looking at only about 30 to 60 orcs here in this kind of hideout. You will see various ages of orc, but they all show massive wounds. Some seem to have either broken arms or broken or bones. Some are actually missing limbs. Others are scar, and it just seems like they just went through hell. And all of them seem to be as much pain as it seems, and they are definitely treating it as best as they can. You will notice that amongst all the kind of sleeping arrangements, though mostly just kind of bedrolls on hard ground, and maybe some have some kind of bed that they fashion out of animal, hide and stuff, maybe to make themselves something comfortable to lay on in this area, but it's mostly poor provisioning. Oh shoot. Okay, can you guys hear me again? So
Yep.
Yes.
cool. But you will see in the area, you will see a couple of orcs surrounding and kind of sitting outside what looks to be a little bit of a tent. It's, if you'd call it that, but it seems to be the only thing that has several kind of grouped up around it, and the only thing that looks like a dwelling in this whole horrible landscape. All the orcs that are able to stand or react to your presence seem very agitated and aggravated as you guys come into their space, and with the woman leading you kind of putting her hands up and speaking to the others in orc. It's very, very much so, even though her words and you can read her body language is that she's trying to calm them or at least explain what's going on, or explain. She points at you, gesturing at her wounds, and she'll kind of make more gestures of those that have fallen and have died over the past coming days and the help that they need. The yelling and the dispute seems to quiet down to more of a grumble. No one seems to be happy about any of your presence here. Cronus, are you still trying to stay behind, or would you be intervening at all on any of these as you got closer and closer to camp?
I would slowly get closer.
Okay.
Not necessarily being like, hey, I'm here, but
Okay. Um, okay. Go ahead and do me a stealth check, Cronus. If you're still kind of within earshot or sight, trying to stay within proximity.
19.
Okay. So yeah, they will be calming down. And she will point at you, Anika, and ask you to follow her. She does not invite anyone else from the group to follow her towards that dwelling.
I do it, but cautiously.
Okay. And trying to find real quick. All right. And so several of the orcs protest, even though she had just calmed down the masses, that her approach to the tent. But they quickly, in agreement, part ways for you and her to pass through into the tent dwelling. And you'll see laying there, unconscious, and with a very troubled breathing. It seems to not be, you don't see any kind of chest rising or lowering, at least at a decent rate to get good breath of air. You'll see a large orc there laying there with several others trying to kind of treat and take some sponges and kind of tend to the body as best as they can, but none of them seem to be any kind of medical experience, and they're just trying to take care of this person. He is the worst of. He's got a major slice across his chest, where a massive wound, and several other lacerations and cuts and bruising all over him, with what seems to be just overall bruising.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna wait. I'm gonna take half a step so that I'm like, this orc I've been following is interposed between me and him, but I can peek around and see him. I'm gonna cast Healing Word.
Okay.
Just like from behind her, so that if they try to attack, I have an orc in front of me.
Mm-hmm. So okay.
Who
So
seems scary. I'm healing the one who is obviously injured.
Okay.
And Anika's head may be someone of importance.
Okay. You cast your healing word upon the orc that lays there on death's door, and the spell kind of floats over him and cascades upon him, and you see that the shaky chest and breathing, and all the wounds that just seem to not be able to heal, and they're trying to stop the bleeding and just kind of help wounds start to close, and chest, the breathing begins to be a little bit more rhythmic, or a little bit more dependable. Or I'm sorry, that's the right word, but going on. You will see you'll see, I guess, the first, look of happiness or across any of these orcs' faces as they kind of see that his breathing is like he's actually breathing on his own without trouble, and that some of the wounds that they've been tending to try to heal have finally stopped. They look at you and they point at him again, like, make it better, keep going, and then they just seem very excited. As one of the orcs that was in there was tending the wounds. It was an older lady. Let me see if I have a picture of her too. I do, because I found this and I loved it. Here we go. You'll see an older lady who seems that was in the tent as well, trying to take care and treat this orc. She, for someone her age, is pretty spry and quick moving. After he seems to be healed, runs outside the tent, very excitedly shouting in Orcish. But you will hear some excitement in her tone, as well as those that are outside. But the only word you guys were going to recognize from her shout of excitement is Bruco. And then Bruco's Stormcaller out of that whole kind of mouthful of Orcish words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And everyone seems to be excited, and while tension still remains and there's still distrust in the air, for the moment they seem to be happy at your company, and some are actually starting to approach you, still speaking Orcish. A lot of these orcs seem to not know any kind of common, and those that do is very broken still, as they kind of approach the rest of your friends, Anika, since you're in the tent, and they're asking for the help with them to try to help heal their wounds. And that's where we'll kind of end the session tonight, where you guys are at this camp with a lot of wounded orc that are looking to you with open hands, trying to get some additional assistance, I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I have to jump out of here.
Yep. See you, Kronos. I was trying to wrap up there for you.
Yep.
Have a good night, man.
Yep. Talk to y'all later.
Yep.
Later.
Later.
All right.